Jon Hilmar makes his living guiding foreign tourists through the mountains outside Reykjavik. The key, he says, to navigating the trails, avoid digging holes you can't get out of. That's what he fears will happen to Iceland if it agrees to reimburse Britain and Holland the money depositors in those countries lost when an Icelandic bank went bust.
Iceland does not owe us money. There's a private bank that owes us money. And they've already offered to give the bank to the debtors, to the people that they owe the money to. And that has not been accepted. And it hasn't been proven that by EU law that we should pay this money. So therefore I say no to it.
He isn't the only one. In a national referendum Saturday, 3 out of 4 of the country's 230,000 voters are expected to reject a deal that would saddle each Icelander with more than $16,000 of debt. Ironically, the British and Dutch have improved their offers, rendering the original agreement and this referendum itself somewhat obsolete. Still, the vote amounts to a face-off between Iceland and the international community and could have dire consequences for this country. Government officials and analysts alike warn a no vote could delay resolution of Iceland's dispute with the UK and Holland and the country's ability to access a desperately needed $4.6 billion IMF-led loan. It will also affect the government's ability to borrow. Fitch Ratings has already downgraded Iceland's debt to junk. S&P and Moody's may follow.
Our biggest fear is that we will not have any significant access to external financing this year, and that would mean that all sorts of projects that we were hoping for, including investments, will not take off, and that will mean that the economy will contract more than projected, and that will be bad for everybody.
Things are bad enough. More people left the country last year in search of work abroad than at any point since records began here more than 300 years ago. Jon Hilmar won't be voting with his feet.
We'll still have food. We'll still survive. We'll be okay.
Though he agrees there's a cloud over his nation's future.